Hello, I'm Chanel, this is Starkist Stories, and welcome to today's reading vlog. So this week I will be reading whatever I feel like, and I think that's mostly going to be the library books that I just brought in. Speaking of which, I have read one, Ayurveda for Women. So I have been practicing Ayurveda since I was 18. I am a Vata body, Pitta mind. So I wasn't expecting to read sort of anything new whatsoever, but however, I did. So in the determine your dosha section where you figure out what your constitution is, there were some questions down the bottom that I have never seen before in any kind of quiz. So I was really fascinated by that and I thought that was really awesome. The book itself, however, with the recipes, there are no photos. And I'm a visual girly. I need to see the recipe that I am going to be making. And because of that, this one really wasn't for me. So if you are a beginner and you don't mind not having pictures of the recipes, you might enjoy it. The next book I picked up is The Plant Thieves, Secrets of the Herbarium by Gibson. I saw this at a bookstore and I thought, oh my gosh, that looks stunning. So in this book, Prudence discovers the secrets of the National Herbarium of New South Wales. If you love plants, like I do, this might be for you. So I've already read one chapter and it was about kelp. So she discovers kelp in the archives and then goes to see it in its natural environment. And it's very much a storytelling kind of book. It's very rich and prose is lush and I am enjoying myself. But because I think this is a book that you kind of nibble on whilst devouring other books, I'm also going to pick up one of the fiction books from the library. I'll put a picture up of which one I think I might read whilst I'm like sampling this on and off. Besides that, I am going out shopping today. My kids need some formal clothes because we have formal events coming up. Haven't been to a formal event in like 4 years, so they don't have anything fancy. So we're going to get some cool threads and I might even bake today. I thought I'd also play around with the format of how I do my videos. So at the moment I tend to do a week of reading and then recap a week, but those videos do tend to be quite long, I think 30 minutes at least, and there's normally 7 to 10 books per video. So I thought maybe instead of breaking it up, so every 3 to 4 books, I might have that as a vlog, and that way I might be doing 2 videos a week of shorter duration. I might play with that, see how that goes. Let me know if you just prefer the 1 video a week that's like 30 minutes plus, or the 2 shorter ones, but we'll have a little play around, a little bit of fun. But otherwise, I will touch base with you later on. Okay, we just got home. 3 hours we spent. Little kiddo has an outfit for a birthday party. Big kiddo did not, and both kids did not get outfits for a wedding that's coming up. So I can't say it was a success. We all did come home with a book. I filmed a little thing for a video that I'm going to be upcoming in the future. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to absolutely collapse on the couch and read. I don't know what's going on with me lately, guys, but I have multiple times now thought I was recording and I'm not recording. I'm not recording. So I just read The Plant Thieves. I finished it. This was not what I thought it was going to be. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. Basically, I went into this thinking I'm going to have a fun, fluffy time, learn some cool facts. No, it's heavy. It's dark. It turns out that all of the classification, discovery, taxonomy of plants and fauna by previous scientists were at the expense of the indigenous communities in which the plants and the animals were found, where they were local. Most of these scientists, colonialists, most of these discoveries were bathed in blood, pretty much, and at the expense of the indigenous communities who suffered from it. So it was rough. It was a rough reading. The writing was beautiful. That's why I've given it 3.5 stars, but I was not expecting to read about such heavy material. I really just thought, like I said, oh, here's some cool facts about plants, bro. But it's like, here's the brutal history of plant specimens and animal specimens. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. So yeah, I learned a lot. I obviously went on to a full review before, but I don't have the time to do a big exposition right now, unfortunately. So that was the Plant Thieves. I'm currently reading Atalanta. It's Greek mythology about Atalanta and her life with Artemis and being raised by bears and all that sort of jazz. I love Greek mythology, studied it at uni, I love it so much. I've had not much luck in terms of fictional retellings of Greek mythology. There aren't a lot that I really love. This one, my new rule is 55 pages, and then I have to decide, do I think this can be a 4 stars and up? If I really don't, then I'm going to DNF, because life is short and I don't want to amass a collection of 3-star books. I'm shooting for the stars, guys. So I'm going to give it 55 pages, but at the moment, her lyrical purple prose isn't doing it for me. With flowery writing, I either freaking love it and devour it, or I find it frustrating and it takes too much of my mental energy to decipher. And I'm leaning towards the latter at the moment. I didn't like her other novels that I've read. I don't know why I thought this would be different. I think perhaps she might just not be an author for me, but I will give it 55 pages and let you know. If I decide to DNF that, the next book I'm picking up is All the Little Bird Hearts. I found it at the library, attracted to the cover like a magpie, and just grabbed it. So I don't know what that one's about, but I'll obviously tell you if I decide to read it. Today, I'm heading off to see my girlfriend, one of my best friends, do a catch up. It's been way too long. Besides that and a library visit, I think I'm going to keep it chill. I don't want to overtax myself. I'm feeling a little burnt out from all the stressful situations that are happening in my life at the moment. So I'm being a bit mindful that, you know, I don't want to get ill. The girls and I did not end up getting sick, thank goodness. But that was just like a bit of a wake up call. Like, ooh, you could get sick again. Just because you've gotten sick doesn't mean you can't get sick again. Okay, in terms of who am I chatting to in the dating world this week, this is my little dating diary segment. I'm speaking to a new person, a man who I'm going to call Flash because they look like Ezra Miller. And so far, so good. Very rapid messaging. I honestly can't believe that I tolerated 6 weeks of, you know, one message every 4 days from that other guy. That's not ever happening again. If someone's interested, they make the effort to check their messages and text you. So far, really great conversations. I'm finding it really hard on apps to determine from a profile, could this be someone that I could resonate with or date in the future? It's really hard. And it's like, I can't obviously talk to everybody. That's not possible. So I have to make decisions of who I'm going to engage in conversation with. And then it sucks when, even though you have great conversations and might have a lot in common, you can meet in person and then there's nothing there physically or sexually, in which case it's like, well, oh well, you know, back I go again. So I'm finding the whole online thing just very difficult to navigate. I've also decided that I think I might have to start messaging women myself, because I'm just not getting many women messaging me. So I know I did want to be in my yin energy this time around, because last time I was all yang. Every single person I spoke to, I had messaged them first. And I thought, let's do the reverse. That way, if someone messages you, you know they've already read your profile and they already decided, I like this person, so that's done. But because I'm just not getting any women at all, I thought I might have to switch up my style. Not at the moment. I don't have the energy right now, but and I'm already talking to someone. I don't like to talk to more than one person at a time. I don't know how people have multiple people on the go. I am not programmed that way. It's like one person at a time. Talk to them, meet up, yes or no, move on. So that's how that's going. I'm just trying to, like I said, and just enjoy the process and enjoy getting to talk to people with different perspectives, different backgrounds, different ways of life. I think that is fascinating, and you just grow anytime you have interactions with people who have a difference to you, and you learn a lot. So I'm just trying to take it as a, like I said, life experience, rather than think of it too much as I'm trying to find someone to share my life with and have that be the goal, because then that becomes depressing anytime you meet someone who isn't that person. Whereas if you just go, I'm just here to meet like-minded people, to meet people I resonate with, to meet people that can help me grow in beneficial ways, to have fun and enjoy myself, it's a different energy. So that's the energy that I've shifted into now. I'm just going to hold out belief that what's meant for you will not pass you by. I know it's like a very woo-woo spiritualist saying, but I do honestly believe that if there is someone out there that's meant to be the next love of my life, they will be, no matter what choices I make. We will eventually, in divine timing, meet. I know that. I'm like, I don't think I'm meant to spend the next 70 years of my earth years without a romantic partner. You know, the odds of that are pretty low. So it'll happen when it's meant to happen. In the meantime, just enjoy being a human. But I'll let you know how I go, and I'll touch base with you when I get back today. Okay guys, so I really messed up. You know how I said that if Atalanta didn't work out, I was going to read that book about little birds or something of that vein? I accidentally returned that to the library instead of Plant Thieves. I grabbed the wrong book and I've returned it. So I grabbed some other books, and I think I'm going to do a bit of a different vlog next week, a sort of picking books just based on covers, because I thought, hey, wouldn't that be fun? So I picked some just based on the covers. Here we have Here Be Leviathans, and this really just caught my attention. So I'm going to next week do a vlog on just that, and this is the second one that caught my attention. Better cooking. So I'm not really seen cookbooks with this kind of cover before, and they absolutely caught my eye. But I also picked up one, so this is probably what I'll be reading today if Atalanta doesn't work out, which is Garlic and the Vampire. So I just got back from brunch with my girlie. That was a lot of fun. The cafe was really cute. It's definitely one that I would go back to in the future. I got a meatball sub and a chai, and both were delicious. So I've also gotten an elderberry lemon cake to take home to try out. But food good. Hey baby. Food good, and cafe really cute. So it's been a good morning. Besides accidentally returning a book that I wasn't meant to, and not returning a book that I was meant to. But I'll touch base with you to see if I'm going to continue or DNF Atalanta. Okay, so I hit the 55 page mark of, I'm just going to hold it up that way I don't have to use a picture, Atalanta. Or how do I feel about it? So I'm deciding to DNF it. It's not that it's bad. I think a lot of people would really love this. For whatever reason, her flowery writing, descriptive writing, sort of slow tone, it is quite slowly paced, just isn't keeping my attention. I'm not invested. I don't feel towards Atalanta. There are characters that have had things happen to them, and I'm ambivalent about it. I've never liked Artemis, to be honest. So it's rough that the first part of this book is heavily about Artemis, because she's just not a goddess whose ideals in regards to, say, virginity I agree with, and how she treats those who are no longer virgins. Like I said, I do think a lot of people would love this. It's just, for me at this time, I would have to push myself through it, and I don't want to do that. You know, I'm here for a good time. I want to get into it straight away. I just want to slip into the fun times. Sorry. You can take that however you wish, but I am, hey Sylvie, going to DNF it, because I've just got so many books. That's what it is too. I have so many books to read, so little time to do it. So I'm going to go on to the next one. I'm going to read Garlic and the Vampire. I'm really looking forward to it. I want a bit of fun. I want a bit of joy and childish adventures, and I think Garlic and the Vampire might bring it. Hello, so let me update you on the other books that I read. So I did finish Garlic and the Vampire. This is a very sweet, wholesome, cozy tale about a witch and her sort of vegetable familiars that have been brought to life, and a vampire that's moved into the castle, and Garlic is nominated to go and kill the vampire because she has an immunity to vampires because she's a garlic, and her finding her courage and her strength to do so. Like I said, it's very sweet, it's very short, it's super cute. If I were to rate it, I'd probably give it a 4. I had a lovely time reading it. The next book I read was My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I have seen this all around. Everybody seems to have read it, so I thought I'd give it a go. I honestly don't know what to say about this. So the premise of the story is you have a 20-something, thin, beautiful, white woman who seems to be going through depression. Both of her parents are dead. She doesn't seem to be finding any joy in life whatsoever. And she decides she wants to sleep a year of her life away and start fresh. And so to do this, she goes and finds a dodgy psychiatrist just to prescribe her a cocktail of prescription meds to keep her in a state of unconsciousness. And that's what she does. She pretty much just tries to sleep. It's a book where not a lot happens. Some things still happen. They still sort of look at her relationships with other people. She is obsessed with Whoopi Goldberg and her toxic ex-boyfriend. If you want to learn about prescription medication, this is the book for you. I am not familiar with any of that stuff, and that stuff didn't really appeal to me, but it was still enjoyable to read. I can't even tell you really why. None of the characters were likable. Not a single character in this book was a good person, and it was awful. And a lot of bodily functions and mentions. If you don't like reading about what us human beings, have to go through with our bodies, you don't want to read this book. But I guess the writing was good. There was a lot of stream of consciousness because you're in the main character's head. So it's a lot about her thoughts, especially to do with her parents' deaths and her relationship with her parents, which was, let's say, not super healthy, but also just a lot of themes of grief are in this, and eating disorders also talked about in this. And before she went into her little year of rest and relaxation, she was working in the art world. So there was a lot of things about the art world in general. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I found it entertaining. It's a short read, and I wanted to sort of see how this would play out for her in the end. Like I said, even though I wasn't attached to any of the characters, I enjoyed myself. That was the final book that I read for this week. I hope that wherever you are, you're having an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, stay well, Star Child.